What's going on, everybody? Beveraji here, and it's a pretty exciting day, I would say. Pretty exciting moment for the channel because we've checked out so much music, so many artists, so many genres on the channel since we started doing these videos here a few months back, but we've never done any BTS, despite a lot of requests for me to check them out. And really most of that was just wanting to finish a lot of just the discographies that I wanted to finish, along with looking at BTS discography and seeing that they've done so much music. So a lot of it's like not even knowing where to start with an artist that has that big of a discography. But we're here now. We're wildly excited to check this out, of course, because I've heard so many amazing things. What I'm gonna do is, because we love to check the albums out on the channel here, I'm gonna do this Permission to Dance music video. And it'll be the first thing I've ever heard from BTS. I've never heard anything. Nothing like ever. The only thing I have heard is Suga, who is a rapper in BTS. Thanks to everyone on Patreon letting me know. I did a Halsey Manic album reaction, and he was on a song on an interlude with her, and I was very impressed by like the lyricism. I looked at the translated lyrics and really impressed. So that's what I have heard, but that's it. Let's do this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do Permission to Dance, which I know Ed Sheeran wrote, and then or co-wrote, and then we're gonna do the B album because it's their most recent album. And if I block some of this, if I cut out, I should say, some of this music video, which would be a result of YouTube blocking it, which I imagine is gonna happen, you can get the whole reaction to the music video on my Patreon, as well as the whole album reaction to B on my Patreon, because I know I'm gonna have to cut that up as well, because as far as I'm concerned, BTS does also block a lot of stuff. But yeah, let's just jump in, guys. I'm excited. I got nothing else to say. This is Permission to Dance. I don't have no idea what to expect. Like, not the slightest idea. So let's go. Ooh, pancakes. That's really cool. It's the thought of PM when your heart's just like a drum, beating louder with nowhere to guard it. When your heart. Keep the hold on. I'm trying to read the stuff, but that's a nice vocal. That's a nice vocal. Just keep the right vibe. Live like we're golden. Okay. I was trying to read that, and then he just comes in singing with this super nice sort of like, I'm just gonna say it because everyone, if you watch this channel at all, you know how much I love R&B, and that's like the vibes I get immediately with this kind of vocal. Like, there's so much vibrato in that vocal. There's so much kind of soul in that vocal as well. Okay, all right. It's like a drum, beating louder with nowhere to guard it. It's that louder. The delivery on louder is so nice. When your heart's just like a drum, beating louder with nowhere to guard it. When it all seems like it's wrong, sing along to Elton John and to that feeling we're just getting started. It's good advice. When the nights get colder and the rhythm's got you from the then you say I wanna what? Oh, that's. Hold on. Okay. I have so many thoughts, but I don't really want to stop this because this is so good so far. This is so feel good. Like, that's the best way to just. First of all, let's put the talent. I'm gonna touch on the talent eventually because there's a lot going on. I didn't realize. Well, I knew that they had a lot of members because again, I got those comments in the Halsey video or the Halsey album reaction. But I wasn't ready for like all these different voices to come in and like each of them getting a line and all of them sounding so different also. Like, they all sound so different so far. But okay, let's wait on that. This song is so feel good. It's so feel good. It just makes you like lyrically and the sound of it, you just feel so good listening to this. Yeah, just picks you up. I like the high. There's always something that's standing in the way. If you don't let it phase you, you'll know just how to break. Keep the right vibe. Okay, those are the lyrics. Those are the lyrics to the song on that back. Well, that's really cool because they incorporated like art into the like art into the visuals, and they're incorporating like the lyrics onto the art. And like the song in itself is art. Okay, I'm already really digging this, and I've done like some Mamamoo on my Patreon, and I did a music video reaction on there. I think it was just a Hwasa solo song actually, but what I realized is that they really go above and beyond with like the cinematography of the music videos. Like I felt like I was watching a film, like a fucking film, and I'm getting slight vibes with this as well. Like there's just like a level up on the cinematography here so far. Let's break up plans and leave just like we're golden and rolling like we're dancing fools. We don't need to worry. Man, the way that slows and then slides and then they come in with the higher vocal is so nice. Right here. They have like balloons inside the. First of all, I hate laundry more than anything in life itself, and they found a way to make laundry really cool and like visually kind of stunning. What the hell? That's so dope. Some na-na-nas. That we can keep the fire alive. Oh, I like that delivery on a live. Who's this? The one singing this line right now with the cowboy hat? I don't know any of them. Who's that? Oh, are the masks? All the masks are coming off. Is that supposed to symbolize like us getting through the whole pandemic and everything, and then seeing the other side of things? When we fall, we know how to land because of how rough everything was, and then you land back. Like once we get all through it, like we know how to land. It's gonna be okay. So now we're getting to that stage of life where we can pull the masks off and really start to like get back to ourselves with the smiles like that. I love that. Yeah, look at these dances right here. That's so cool. Sick. Oh, come on, don't be over. Oh, we got a whole minute. Man, this is so... I love the setting. Very kind of Steal My Girl with the setting from 1D. Choreography is crazy. As someone who was a huge fan... like One Direction's one of my favorite bands of all time, like boy bands of all time. But they weren't really doing they weren't doing choreography, not real choreography. They would like kind of make a joke out of it. But like I used to be a huge NSYNC fan and a huge Backstreet Boys fan. But like especially NSYNC, like all that choreography like really takes me back to like the original boy band days. Like it just like fills my heart. I don't know how else to put that. It's so dope. Little Mix is another one. It's so awesome. It's so feel good. It's so what I love about that, especially at the end there, is like we don't need permission to dance. It's literally just saying like we just dance, and like that's the best time you could possibly have. Like those are the best vibes you could possibly like give yourself and have in general, and like the most fun you can have doing that. And I love how at the end they kind of just go rogue there. Like they just, as far as like everyone's doing their own thing, kind of dancing and kind of having the best time of their lives. And you hear like the wind in the camera because they're just kind of shooting like it feels like it was kind of unplanned. Like they're shooting the end of the actual music video, like that's over, and now everyone's like, all right, it's over, but we don't need permission to dance, we can keep dancing. And you have the crowd doing some dances back there. Like that was so cool, and it's perfect way to end this whole video because the video's been so feel good. So it's just like this was so dope, guys. I don't know how else to put that. I'm so dumb for waiting so long to check out BTS. I had no good reason. I had no good reason. But we're here now, and we checked them out, and now I'm just so like my mind is so open to keeping it going. And yeah, we're gonna check out B, the album right now. I'm glad I did this first because it was the perfect way to like shoot my excitement right into B. All right, let's do B. Let's do B. Let's do it, guys. Fuck yes. All right, everyone. I got the lyric video up here, or the lyric videos that I did this recently with 5 Sauce. I'm gonna do it when every time now when it comes to like multiple vocals that I'm checking out for the first time, I should say. So BTS fits that description perfectly to the extreme because they have 7 vocalists. So there's no way I'd just be able to do like no lyric videos and not. I want to know whose voice is who, especially after watching that Permission to Dance video. There's so many different voices that can do so many different things. So I gotta know who's who. And I have all the names here because I didn't know their names. The only one I knew was Suga from that Halsey track on Manic. So, okay. First track off of B is Life Goes On. Man. What? If I knew that these were the sounds that I'd get from this music, like I would have checked this out years ago. Come on. This is like that lo-fi, like slower all R&B sort of sound. Like that I absolutely live for those sounds. Jungkook, this voice reminds me of the same one that opened up Permission to Dance. Did Jungkook also open up Permission to Dance? Because it's kind of got that sultry sort of R&B vocal, like some serious vibrato, lots of soul in that vocal. Is he the same one that opened up Permission to Dance? Because it's almost the same. Like the voices sound the same to me. And it's the one that like really like got me, like pulled me in to start off with. Is that supposed to be I Feel a High Note coming in? I'm gonna go back again because this is their most recent album, so I did see the year it came out. It came out in 2020, and it came out after the pandemic had already started. So is that a reference to the one day the world stopped without any warning? And then that could mean that could be like symbolism for a relationship. But then he talks about spring didn't know how to wait, showed up not even a minute late. So is that a pandemic reference? Because that makes me interested, especially because after Permission to Dance, it seems like something that's like supposed to help us move beyond everything and come together with happiness and just like fun. So I'm wondering if like that's something that they've touched on more and more, which makes me like appreciate and respect them that much more. Yeah. Oh, how do you go from that super high vocal like straight into this super low just sort of tone? Man, there's so much to dissect here vocally. Ooh, that's so nice. Winter comes, let's exhale a warmer breath. And that's after like this cloud of rain was chasing you and you're gonna outrun it, but you're dancing offbeat. Okay, all right. See, I knew after like I'm gonna reference that Suga verse again on the Halsey Manic album. After I looked up those lyrics, like I kind of knew that, and it's kind of honestly what pushed me into doing this ultimately, was knowing I'd actually get like really real lyrics, like talking about real stuff and stuff that would actually hit me, and that's what this is doing already. Just a lot of wows so far. I really like this. I think this is, I take this as definitely, I could be off because it could be just extreme symbolism for a relationship, because he did say previously you and I will come together again or nothing's changed with us. But I think that has more to do with like friendship during everything that's happened. But I think this is directly related to the pandemic and getting through it. Please come in with that chorus. All those vocals back there are just so like, that's the advantage of having this amount of vocalists that can do so many different things, is that when you have all those sort of very light riffs, they're so light in the production, in the background behind Jin as he's singing his part here, and it sounds so nice, like being harmonized over him. All that back there, so nice. Okay, I'm catching on that they. I hear a little high note, and I'm wondering if it's Jimin, because I already caught on to the fact that he like kills those high notes back in the beginning of the song. That falsetto is like an easy transition for him to just dive into. But I'm catching that they go in and out of language. That they go from like English to Korean to English to Korean, which I assume is the language. But I could be wrong. Please just educate me if I am wrong. But and the lyrics also on the screen go from English to non-English, and I didn't know that that's what they would be doing. I was told in some comments that they have like English songs, but I didn't know that they were gonna like, I don't know what you would call it, like in Spanish. I listen to a lot of Spanish English, like Spanish songs I should say, and they call it Spanglish when you incorporate English and Spanish into the same song and go back and forth. Like Mark Anthony does it a lot, Frankie J does it a lot, Enrique Iglesias does it a lot. There's a lot of artists that do it, and you call it Spanglish. So I'm not sure if there's a term for it with these two languages, but if there is, I'd love to find out. Yeah. Man, that's a nice start to this album. That's a nice way to just get me excited for the rest of the stuff that's to come. I'm gonna make sure that sometimes these lyric video playlists aren't aligned, but we're on the right song. So Flight in My Room is track 2. I really enjoyed that first song, guys. I really did. That's like my vibe. That first song is my vibe to a T. So that's gonna be a playlist song for me big time. So let's do Flight in My Room, track 2 off of B. Every day, 답답해 미치겠어. Feel like it's the day one. 누가 소식해 좀 들려줘. 오래도 뺏겼어. 아직 난 침대서 거북해 속에. Are they gonna talk about? Is this whole album gonna be like pandemic based? That's so interesting to me, because you're saying this whole year got stolen. I'm still in my bed. My stomach is bloated. It's killing me slowly. First of all, that's sick. You could have rapped that, and that'd be so sick. But you got Jimin over here just like slaying the vocals on it. And this super like lo-fi sort of sound. Which lo-fi, when you use lo-fi like as an instrumental with vocals behind it, it's even cooler when you have like a really great vocalist, because the vocals shine a lot more. Because lo-fi is such like a reserved sound. So when you have like a really good vocalist, they're gonna like come through that much stronger. So I love how that. It's happening here, and I'm really getting Jimin's voice shining on this track so far. But yeah, like the whole year got stolen. Like we lost the whole year. We're still in bed. My stomach is bloated. Like all we did is like lay in bed and just like overeat. That's all we did last year. So like this was the feeling. It's killing me slowly. Like we can't handle much more of it. It's killing me slowly now. Anyway, don't 나고파 anyway. 뭐 방법이 없어. 이 방이 내 전부. 그만 뭐였길. Oh, you turn your room into like everything. What? Oh, they pulled it back. Oh, that was a V in Jimin. Is it just V? Is that all he goes by? It's just V? I like that it's showing me, the lyric video I'm watching anyway shows me who's harmonizing, and that V Jimin harmony is so nice. I hope I'm saying Jimin right. We're just gonna have to disclaimer the whole video, like I might butcher. Well, Jimin's the only one I think, or Jungkook was the other one that I might butcher as well. J-Hope, Suga, V, those are pretty straightforward. Come on, man. 2 2 straight songs. I like how every like da, 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 and then they hit you with like a high note and that backdrop there. Like they're so good. I'm catching on 3 straight songs, but especially the 2, because the 2 on this album to start the album off are much similar vibes, especially in comparison to Permission to Dance, which is a bit more upbeat and up tempo, which like matches the mood of that song, so it makes sense. I like how I like when they do their choruses and there's so many harmonies going on, but they don't just leave it at the harmonies. They incorporate a lot of other sort of vocal styles, like up in the back in the mix of those choruses. I really, really enjoy that because you really get to like catch so many other intricacies and allow all the vocals to shine because you have so many voices within the band. Another thing, the lyric video only has 4 of them here. Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, and V. It doesn't include like the other ones on here. I can't remember Jungkook right now, but there were 2 others, and I'm wondering if they're just not in this song. I don't know. Oh. That's so cool. First of all, this J-Hope Suga sort of like Suga was straight rapping. J-Hope's got a bit more of a vocal stylistic approach to it, where he combines the 2. But like the lyrics, the lyrics are so sick, talking about how your room is like the outside to you now. Like the room is everything. Like this room has become what you've stuck in, so you try to like turn it into a home, and like every emotion's inside of it. It's a trash can. Like your toys are people. Like that's so interesting to me. This place is for travel. Only I can like your room has just literally become what the world is because that's the world you're living in. Wherever just zoom, is that lower my gaze to wherever just zoom? Well, wherever just zoom is saying, could be saying zoom to the room, but it also could be a play on zooming again during 2020. Okay, strong 2-song start here. I really am enjoying like what they're talking about as well, and then again all of the everything that they incorporate during those choruses when all the vocals come in. Another thing that really sticks out to me. Okay, let's go to the next track, and that's gonna be Blue and Gray. Blue and Gray. 사람들은 다 행복한가 봐. Can you look at me 'cause I'm blue and gray. 거울에 비친 어디서부터 잘못됐는지 잘 모르겠어. 나 어려서부터 독하니 손이 나를 집어삼켜버리는 저 서스퍼른 그림. What? That shabby? Oh, hold up. Okay. The shabby shadow that swallows me up still has that blue question mark? Yeah. Give me that Jungkook. Yeah, Jimin's got a beautiful falsetto. I can't stress that enough. That I've heard it in every song now. And this falsetto is just like there's so much there. It's so like soft and like there's a tenderness to it, and there's a volume to it as well. It's not like a weak falsetto. This is so nice. So J-Hope is a rapper. J-Hope and Suga are rappers. This is really sad. Wait. Gray Rhino incoming. I love how they're, because rhino is the color gray. I love how they're playing on those words, gray and blue and gray, and like comparing them to things that are blue and gray. It's so smart. And like Gray Rhino incoming, like if a rhino's incoming on you, it is gray, which works with the song perfectly. But also that's such like an overwhelming feeling to imagine that like rhinos are so big and scary. Like they're not scary, but they're big and scary if they're coming at you. Yeah, it's kind of scary. So RM's also a rapper. RM's got kind of a more aggressive delivery. Suga's got more of this sort of like from what I've heard so far anyway. Like this lower volume, sort of more bassy, less aggressive, a little bit softer with the way he delivers his raps. And J-Hope kind of goes in between sort of singing and rapping, it feels like, with his vocal style. So I really appreciate the differences in the rappers as well. I've noticed with V is that he's got a lot of things he can do with his voice. He can hit you with that falsetto. He can give you like this much softer vocal. Like he can give you like nice and sultry. He's like a lot of in between Jimin and Jungkook as far as what he can do, and I'm really appreciating that as well. The one I'm trying to pick up more on though is Jin. Jin's done a lot of harmonies with Jungkook, but I'm trying to figure out more of what he can do on his own. But we have so much more to listen to. They have got like a billion albums that we'll get there. Oh, the soft vocals right there. Come on, V. I really, really enjoy how they use subtlety. Oh, their merch is sick. Are you kidding me? Come on. I'm sorry, I'm looking at their merch right now, and it's so cool. Oh man, that's gonna be a problem for me. Okay, they use subtlety really well. Like they're really, really just fantastic at the way that they incorporate subtlety into their music, because a lot of artists struggle with that. They think that they have to do a lot, and they think they have to just keep adding more and more and more and make things sound bigger. And even if they're doing like a ballad or a softer song, like just overdo it at times. And like BTS has used tremendous amounts of subtlety throughout all these songs now, even the ones that aren't like ballads. And it's just it's so smart, and I really enjoy it. Okay, the next track is Skit. I wonder if that's an interlude. Hold on, let's let this finish. I'm confused.
목요일 날 뜰 거라 아마 그게.
On Thursday.
아, 저 차트에
토요일 날인가 그렇다네요.
아이고.
죄송합니다. 빌보드 가수 너무 늦게
내가
죄송합니다. 화이 갔다 가지고.
소감 한마디 하세요. 네. 여기 가서 지금 6명 앉아 있어요.
Six number one singers.
건강이 좋아졌다.
So they're talking. Let me make sure that this is the song I'm supposed to be listening to. It's not a song. Yeah, they really just. This is on the album. So me knowing nothing about them doesn't help me with the context of this, and I hope that somebody lets me know. I assume they got a number one. They went number one on the Billboard. I don't know if it's with. I assume it's with an album, like previous to this album. I have no idea, or with a single. I'm not sure. But it sounds like they're just like talking about it and celebrating, and that's really cool to incorporate into this, considering especially what they've been talking about, like having something to celebrate after going through like what we've all went through last year. Do you want to retire?
지금 발표해 대신.
No, don't retire.
레전드다.
죽을 때까지 음악 하려고요.
종신선언.
I'm gonna do music until I die. Yes.
종사?
빌보드 1위 가시는.
Billboard's number one singer. Who is Billboard's number one singer? Who are they talking to? Were they talking to Jungkook? That's what it sounded like in the beginning. That was so fascinating to me. What? I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing else for me to add to that, because I don't really know what they're talking about. My guess is that they got number one, and they just literally recorded their kind of reaction to getting number one, finally getting together, planning to go out for drinks, and their little reactions to getting number one. And I mean, they just like sat down and recorded their audio reaction to it. I'd love to see like the video of that, if there's a thing for that. Let me know, because that'd be sick. Okay, let's do the next track, and that is Telepathy. Yes. And another note too, I think I already said it, but they're just like laughing the whole time and having a good time. You can tell they're really friends. I get that vibe anyway, just off of that little 3 minutes of them talking. And I live for that. I live for like these groups that are actually friends, because then it's easier to work through issues, and all your times are just going to be, that's how you sustain yourself, because you don't really feel like you're working when you're doing it with friends. Okay, we're going a bit more up tempo here.
매번 같은 하루들 중에 너를 만날 때 가장 난 행복해 매번 같은 아픈 것은 없겠지 난 요즘에 글쎄 붕 떠버린
They're using some very specific like hip hop production elements in this, like American hip hop, and that's so dope to me. Like I didn't expect any of that. Yeah, with the ad libs. That's what I meant with J-Hope. He seems to be kind of in between the rapping, like in between Suga and shoot, was it RM? I think it was RM. With his vocal style. Like so he's looking in the mirror and seeing the other person instead of himself. I only buried you another heavy bruise. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. Oh, ahead with that vocal back there. I was just gonna compliment the way that chorus comes in, like the slow build up with the drums on there, but then like that vocal came in and threw me way off. It's Jimin too. It's Jimin. I thought it was V. Was it V that came in and is it Jimin that's doing it now? Hold on. Okay, it was V that came in with that vocal. And I've been complimenting V's ability to do different things. And then Jimin came in and gave us classic Jimin right afterwards. Okay, they had to give us a bop, right? They couldn't just keep it sad this whole album. We had to get a bop at some point, and there it is, an absolute bop. Okay, Disease is track 6. Oh. I like that feel.
뭔가 놓친 듯해 커피 한 모금으로 불안함을 했어 돈도 다다다다다 어쩌봐도 성과에 목매매매매매 할 때쯤만 되기 어린 날 나도 참 단순하지 못한 치기 어린 날
Come on. This is there's a lot of deep lyrics on this album. They're really uncovering some interpersonal issues in this song here, and I want to just kind of listen and see what they're getting at. Although at the same time, there's like it's gotten a bit upbeat, so it's kind of ironic the way that the instrumental is progressing as I'm getting these super deep lyrics. Oh my, I love that. Bro, that was so sick. Hold on. Okay, the rappers are taking this song over. The rappers in this group have completely taken this song over. J-Hope, Suga, like killing it in this song. And I still don't even know what we're talking about. I think it's like a struggle of like what is like at first I was like, do they feel like they're overworked? Because they have a lot of music that's out. Like that was the biggest reason I didn't jump into them, because it's so much. But then as it goes and it's going, like that doesn't make sense to me, because they really seem to enjoy what they do, like a lot. Especially with, this is the most recent album that's dropped, and all they've talked about is like kind of coming together and healing. There's so much positivity in this album, despite the fact that there's a lot of deep lyricism. And on this song here, they're talking about, it feels like anyway, that they need this work. Like this is what they need. Like this is what keeps them going, is doing this. That's the feeling I get from it anyway. Like, I guess that you would call this their disease. I love that. I love that part so much. The little like record scratch thing, and then the way J-Hope comes in with that and the production elements on it as well. It also feels like they're talking about maybe the industry and people around them. Talk like they reference people not being like I guess, kind of like people are that disease, not good people obviously, but the not good people, I should say, that maybe they were surrounded by at some point. Jimin, come on, someone is hitting a note back there. Oh my god. I'm guessing that was Jimin back there, but holy fuck. Oh man. All these songs fade out so nicely. They get stripped back so nicely again. Like, just they're so good at that. They're so good at keeping things just subtlety. Subtlety. It's so important in music, everybody. BTS has mastered it. Okay, that song is so, please give me your interpretation of that song. I beg of you, because I feel like I was all over the place with the interpretation, and I'm curious to if I had any idea what was actually going on. And whether or not I had an idea what was going on, I do know one thing. It's deep. That song is very deep. Like, they're touching on some deep stuff. So please let me know. The next track is Stay. Track 7. Stay. Do they? Because this is the second song on the album so far that doesn't show all the members. Like, one of them only had 4 of them. I think it was track 3. And then this one only has 3 of them here. Jin, RM, and Jungkook. Is that something they do where they just don't incorporate every member on certain songs? I mean, it makes sense when you have 7 members. I understand the logic of it. But is that a thing? Let me know. So I'm loving the vocals. This kind of music has never been my thing. When it comes to whatever you want, I don't know what you would call this sound. It kind of ventures into that sort of house music, sort of DJ element of, instrumental. It's never been my thing. And I've heard a lot of my favorite singers, a ton of my favorite singers have made songs. I've gotten on tracks with like a Zed or a DJ Aoki or, I think you guys know what I'm getting at here. It's just never been my thing. So, not a fan of this so far, but I do appreciate the vocals. I thought RM sounded great on his verse. Jungkook sounds tremendous. You know how I feel about Jin. So, yeah. No, that's Jimin. We know how I feel about Jimin. Jin is actually the one that I haven't heard enough of, I feel like. So I'm actually glad that I'll be able to pick it out here. The end of the world. The president shine like the pearl. I like that 7G line because you're talking like 4G, 3G, 4G, but no, we connect on 7G no matter how far apart we are. It doesn't matter. I like that line. Go ahead, Jin. See, I'm happy that I'm getting Jin on his own here. He sounds so okay. Hold up. Oh, I like that softness at the end, and I'm never gonna complain about just getting Jungkook vocals because I'm catching on to some extreme talent with this individual. Otherwise, not a fan of the song really, and that's just because stylistically it's not like stuff I gravitate towards. Again, it's that those DJ sounds just never been my thing. Let's go to Dynamite. This is the last track, and it's track 8. Okay, let's go. Okay. Okay, good start. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Yeah. King out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Can't hear the bass, boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beach chain like my. I will say J-Hope's coming up too, so I'm excited to hear. But how J-Hope approaches the next line following RM. RM always comes with it. Comes with it. Every time. Yes. Yes. After watching that, I don't know what songs on here have music videos or not, but after watching that, the first song, Permission to Dance. Was that what it's called? Permission to Dance? It was like 8 songs ago now. The first song we checked out, the new single, and watching the choreography in that video, I'm hoping this song has a music video, because all I'm doing, especially you saying like, so we dance to the break of dawn, all I'm doing is picturing some choreography to this, and I need to see, like, I need that in my life. So I'm really hoping that there is one for this. Come on, man. It's so feel good. Like, if I was at a bar, this is just a song that I would want to come on and like, all right, everyone, like, no, now, like, we're dancing right this second, right now, all of us, because this is such a feel good song. And then when it's over, like, we're not gonna possibly be in a better mood. How many times is Jimin gonna do this to me on this album? Whoa. I can't believe this is over. First of all, I don't want this to be over. Okay. Let's just say this now. I'm so regretful for have waited I can't even speak because of how regretful I am for have waiting so long to check out BTS. These 9 songs that we just heard, and then the single right before it. I'm not surprised because I know that, like, they're so successful, and I'm someone that believes firmly in the fact that, especially in the music industry, you do not get this successful and you do not sustain it, especially the sustaining part is the key here, and they've been around a while. You don't sustain it without, like, being legitimately great at what you do. You just don't. So I'm not surprised if this was as good as it was. I'm just more upset with myself for having waited this long to push it off, and it was because they had so much again. So now that we've done it, I'm wildly interested in hearing everything else. So that's the can of worms I've opened up, and I know I've done that. But I'm so ready for it because it was that good. And especially when you have 7 members, guys, like, that's the biggest thing to me, is that 7 members and going through just 8 songs here and then 9 songs. But the first song we listened to, I was just a bit, like, overwhelmed in the best way. But these 8 songs here on B, there was so much to unpack individually, and that's what I really loved, is that, like, you have 7 people is a lot when you're using all their voices, especially. But they're also different, like, all of them, and I love that. And that's what makes me that much more excited to check out, like, the huge discography, is that I feel like there's going to be so much to unpack individually from all of them, like, talent wise and what they all can do. And I already got a pretty good idea of it. Like, man, I told you, RM came with it every time. Like, Jungkook's voice is very special to me. There's something there that I really gravitate towards as far as his vocals go. Just like in the music that I love and the artists that I love, like a Zayn, for example. Jimin was so impressive to me with those, like, high falsettos. V could do so many different things. I still need to listen to more of Jin. Like, I feel like I didn't pick up enough of what he could do on his own. There were some, like, really nice soft vocals, but that was in the one song with just the 3 of them that I didn't really love. So that's not his fault. Yeah, there's just some, like, I picked up Sugar obviously was the one I was already aware of. And like the lyrics were so good on this album. They're so good, and they're not only are they so good, like, they actually talked about important things. I didn't expect to be touching on pandemic things, and I'm confident that is what they were talking about at times, especially on the first few tracks. And I love that. I love that we got that. Yeah, I'm just so impressed. And let me know where to go next I guess usually we go backwards. Let me know if there's a music video for any of these songs. I'd love to check that out on Patreon with you guys, and especially after checking out Permission to Dance. And yeah, I got nothing else to say because what a moment for me, like on a personal level. Just finally like checking BTS out after hearing about them for so long, and like I just feel it's a wonderful feeling, honestly. And like it's so mind opening. That's the best part. I love having an open mind, and I love when I like, whether it's try new foods or listen to new music or watch new like things on film that are things I've never like ventured towards. I love when I really enjoy it because like my mind just opens up that much more, and I start to feel like it's like a spiritual thing, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain, but maybe you understand. Like it's just something that really, really is important to me and just makes me feel really, really good. So that's what this has done for me. And like I'm a little emotional about it, if I'm being honest with you. That always happens to me with those mind-opening things. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. Thank you all so much for support and for asking me to check. I wouldn't check this out if it wasn't for so many requests to check out BTS. So see you all later. I hope you have the most wonderful weekend. Love, love, love. Peace.